Okay, so in this video we are going to talk about regular expressions. And regular expression is basically a sequence of characters that together form a search pattern, which can be used for example, identifying parts of a string that you want to replace with something else. For example, a parameter in a URL that you want to change, or if you have a message that's been printed out on the screen for a user, then maybe you want to change that dependent on which user is logged in and maybe even if a user is logged in or not. But before we start looking at stuff like that, we will start looking at how you write a regular expression. And the basic syntax is that you start with a slash. Then you write the pattern of characters you're interested in identifying or matching or searching for. So for example, if I'm interested in the word hello, I would write like this, and then I would end with a slash. And then we have basically a regular expression, a very, very simple regular expression that would identify the first instance of the word hello. What we could do also is that we can add on to here what's called modifiers, which basically modifies this search string so it can be more broad to find more instances of the word hello if there are multiple of them, or doing case insensitive searches and stuff like that as well. So for example, we have the I modifier, which makes the search case insensitive. So this regular expression would find the first instance of the word hello, and it wouldn't matter if hello was written like this or if hello was written like this in this way. So the I modifier makes the search case insensitive. We also have the G modifier, which stands for global, which basically returns all instances of the matched sequence. So if I would have, for example, a string that looks like this, hello, 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 it would return all of these three hellos back to me. If it would look like this though, and I only have the G modifier here, it will only return this first hello here and this second hello here, since now it's not case insensitive. So what if I wanted to find, for example, all instances of hello in this string here, regardless if they were of uppercase or lowercase characters, I could combine the global and the case insensitive modifiers by doing this. Then it would return all instances of hello, regardless if it was uppercase or not. When we write regular expressions, we usually work with them together with string methods. And these string methods that we mostly work with are called match, search, and replace. So if I would write, for example, a regular expression here that I will call the lowercase, and then I would set it to hello, and I would like to match on any hello that I can find, or we can actually do like this. We can call it lowercase, and we write it like this. Then we can create a new regular expression. We can call any case equals hello, and then I. And then we can create a new regular expression that we can call global. which we basically set to hello like this. We can call this actually global lower case. And then we can create another constant here called global any case, which will be written then like this, with them together. And then if the thing I want to do with these now is that I want to use them on a string that I will create to identify the instances of hello, basically, in this string. So I will create a new string here, const, and I will just call it string for rejects like that, and this string will simply say hello, I like to say hello. So we have two instances of the word hello in this string here. And to work with these regular expressions then, I would take this string and then I would apply different methods to the string. And these methods are basically works in symbiosis or coexistence with the regular expression object that every time we create a regular expression, we create a regular expression object. It's important to note as well. And these different methods that I'm going to show you shortly works together with the regular expression object. So what I do with these string methods, I will simply make a console.log here to have them logged out on the screen so we can see what happens. So I will take my string variable here, string for regular expressions or regex, and then I would use the match method, which basically finds a match of the given search pattern in the regular expression, together with the modifiers, of course. So if I would print in my lowercase regular expression here, no lowercase, and then press save and refresh this, we will see that we get returned the hello, this hello here, and we get the index of this hello, which is on the 21st position, and we see where it in what string it is found in, and here we see the actual string combination or combination of characters we're looking for. And if I would print this out on the screen, it would just return hello here. So if I would try another of these characters, for example, if I would put in another of my expressions here, my regular expressions, for example, the case insensitive one, which I have named any case, and press save here, I should return two instances of hello here instead. And what we can see here, or no, not two instances, sorry, that's if I use the global. But here I will use, we can see that I will return the first instance of hello regardless if it's uppercase or not. So the first time we used the lowercase, we got this hello on the 21st position. Now that we have any case here, it will return the first hello that it receives no matter if it's uppercase or not. So then it refers this hello, which is uppercase here, which has index 0, since that's the starting point of the string. And then the same way it exists in this string, and so on. If I would modify this string and write 2 big hellos here, and I would use my global lowercase, or I will actually do two small, 2 lowercase h's like this, and say this, I would see that I will return both of the instances where this hello with lowercase appears. And we see that we get hello, hello. So it returns 2 hellos to us. If I would change this back to uppercase and then save, it will only return the second hello to us that it finds, since this is only one match now. And if I lastly would type in this global anycase expression, global anycase, we can see that what it matches are both of the hellos. So it will match both of the hellos in our string here. We also have another method or string method used for regular expression, which is called search. And this basically returns the position of the pattern that we try to match in the given string. So we can console.log again, and then string for regular expressions, and then instead of .match we write .search, and then here we can start with lowercase, and then we can press save, and we can refresh, and we see that we get returned 21 here. Remember that the position of this hello here is the 21st position of this string. So that's its index. If I would write any case here, any case, and then refresh, we see that we get back 0, because now it doesn't care if it's uppercase or lowercase. It will return the first instance of this match here, which in this case, since it's case insensitive, is this hello, which the index where this starts is 0. And if we take global lowercase here, global lowercase, and then change this to this, and then press search, we see that we still get 0, because it's the first position of where it is found. That is fine, so it doesn't matter. And if it appears more than once when we use the search method, it will always return the first instance, no matter if we have the global tag on. So if we change this back, instead of 0, it will now say 21, since it's not case insensitive. And if we would use our global anycase variable here, global anycase, it should return 0 again. 0, since that's the index of the first time we hit it. What we can also do is maybe a more, what I find a more useful method, which is the replace method. And what it does is basically it identifies the position and the basically the match of characters in a string with a regular expression, and then it replaces it with basically whatever we want. So if I take this string for regular expressions here, and then I would say dot replace, and then this dot replace method here, it takes 2 arguments, which first is the actual regular expression we want to use. So if we want to use lowercase here, for example, our lowercase regular expression, and then we can say that we want, and then as the second argument, what we want to replace it with. So maybe we can say, hello, I like to say hey is what. So we want to swap this hello here, since we're on lowercase hello, and I want to swap it with hey. So if I refresh this, we see that it returns hello, I like to say hey. So it changed this string here. So it changed, well, basically this hello that it identified for and changed it for this hey here. And if I would use any case here, any case, we can see that it will instead change the first part of the string to this hello here, since now it's case insensitive. So it finds this one first and says, hey, I like to say hello. Now we can see down here in the console. If I would use global lowercase here instead, global lowercase, and I would save this, we would see that it would only return this one here again, since it will only find one position in this string where it actually matches hello like this. But if I would change this age here in this string to be lowercase as well, and would save this, we can see that now it says hey, I like to say hey, since it changed both this hello and this hello. And if we change this back like this, and then use the global anycase expression, global anycase, we can see that if we refresh this now, it still changes it to hey, I like to say hey, since it now the match here, or the module we have put in the case insensitive modifier to our global regular expression here. So it changes hello to hey, regardless if it's uppercase or lowercase. And how we could use this in a more real-life example would, for example, be to create a function that basically returns different messages to users dependent if they are logged in or not. And how this, for example, could be we could call create a function called display message, and I will create this. I will make this an arrow function, and the first thing I'm going to create here is a variable called user, which I will first set to null, so nothing basically. And this is when should represent a user that a user is not logged in. And then I will have a message here, const message, which will be write out welcome my friend. And then what I will do now is that I will set up a condition here that basically will check if this user variable is basically null or not, and then it will return this either this message. So if the user is not not set here. So if it's null, it will just return this welcome, my friend. Otherwise, if it is set, so if it would, for example, instead be Christian like this, then I want it to, instead of my friend here, return the user variable. So it would say welcome Christian. But I will start with having this as null. And then under here, I would set up an if basically if else block. So if, and then if user is not set, basically, then I want to console.log out just the message. So if user is not set, if user is nothing, so if user is null, then console.log out message, which in this case is welcome, my friend. Else though, so if user is set, or if user is not equal to null, then I want to console.log out this modified message here. And how I would do this is that I would take message, and then I would use this replace method that we just went over. And what I want to replace in this message here is this my friend part here. So I will create a regular expression in here called my friend. And I don't care if this is uppercase or lowercase. And I want to replace it with, and I will use backticks here to be able to write variable data in my replacement string. And I want to replace it with the user variable. So if I save this, and then if I call this function here, so display message, and then save this, and then I press refresh, here we can see that it says welcome, my friend, because user is null now. And then I will see if user is null, or if basically user is not anything, then console.log message, which says here const message, which is welcome, my friend. Else, if user is not nothing, then console.log out this thing instead. So if I would change this now for example, Christian, and save, and refresh this, we can see that it changes the message to welcome Christian. And here, if this user would, for example, we got this user variable set from basically when a user logged in and the user got set, and then we set this user variable to the user's username when it got logged in. It wouldn't matter which user logged in, then this function would always return the correct user's name here. And again, if a user wasn't logged in, you could see that it would just return welcome, my friend. So that's a way how you can use regular expressions with the replace method to write dynamic content. And you can use, of course, write much more complex code blocks and examples where you use regular expressions than this one. But this is an example of a pretty neat way in how to change strings of text to our advantage.